Hi, today's lesson will be over number patterns. After this lesson, you can take the Study Island number pattern quiz. So first of all, let's start with the definition of a number pattern. A number pattern is a list of numbers that follow a certain sequence or pattern. So that means that you can have a series of numbers and you can predict the numbers that will follow or the numbers that come before based on the pattern. It will be the same every time. So in the first example, it starts at 1, then it goes to 4, then 7, then 10, then 13, then 16. And these 3 dots means that it just continues. The number patterns go on and on and on, and they never stop. So we have to figure out what the pattern is. I mean, they give you these numbers, but what do they mean? So this says it starts at 1 and jumps 3 every time. You can see that on a number line shown here. The number 1, and then it goes to 4. How many times or how many numbers did you jump? 1, 2, 3. And then if you jump 3 more times from 4, you get to 1, 2, 3, you end at 7. And then from 7, if you jump 3 times, 1, 2, 3, you go to 10. My question is, how do you know how many times you're going to jump? So that's really where you start with a number pattern. You have to figure out how many times you're jumping to get from one number to the next number. So the way you do that is always subtract. Always subtract. You pick like the first 2 numbers. So I'm going to pick 1 and 4. And I'll circle those. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come over here to this side of my paper, and I'm going to say 4 minus 1. What is that? Well, 4 minus 1 is 3. That's how I know how many times I jump. And I can check that by going to the next 2 numbers, which are 4 and 7, and I do the same thing. I write 7, take away 4. I put 7 on the top because it's bigger, 4 is smaller. Then I subtract the 2. 7 take away 4 is 3. So if I'm always getting the same number, that's how I know how many numbers I jump to get to the next one. So let's try this. If my last number here is 16, and I want to know what the next number will be, I can use this information here, this answer. I'm going to add that to 16. So 16 plus 3. 6 plus 3 is 9. And I bring down my 1. So I know that the next number in my pattern would be 19. And then I could do 19 plus 3 and so on. Okay, so let's look. Let's go to more. Okay, let me figure out how to do this. Okay, more. And I'm going to show you a video of a way that a man used a number pattern to solve a problem of putting together a coat rack. This is kind of a real life way that you can use this number pattern skill. Come on. Here we go.
Let's learn about arithmetic sequences. An arithmetic sequence is made by adding the same value each time. This sequence starts at 1. Add 3 to get 4. Add 3 again to 7. And then to 10. And so on. The value added each time is the common difference. Let's make a code hook board. The first hook is at 70. The common difference is 120. The next hook is at 190. Then 310. Then 430. The sequence goes forever, but we've run out of wood.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it right there. He has 120 as the common difference, but how did he get that? So we're going to use the skill that we learned before. We are going to take the first two numbers and we are going to subtract them. In every situation, you would subtract at this point. Okay, so I'm going to take 190, take away 70, and I picked 190 first because it's the biggest number. So 0 minus 0 is 0. 9 minus 7 is 2. And I bring down my 1. 1 minus 0 is 1. So that's how he got 120. But I told you to always do at least 2, so we're going to also subtract these two numbers. So 310 minus 190. Okay. 0 minus 0 is 0. 1 minus 9, you can't do that, so you have to borrow from the 3. It becomes a 2. Add it to the 1, it becomes an 11. 11 minus 9 is 2. And 2 minus 1 is 1. So we keep getting 120. So there are 120 skips in between each of these numbers. And if you wanted to do more than 430, to find the next number, if his wood was longer, you would say 430 plus 120 0 plus 0 is 0. 3 plus 2 is 5. And 4 plus 1 is 5. So if he had a longer stick of wood, the next number on there would be 550 because that would be the next number in the sequence. Okay. So let's go now to our number pattern quiz. This would be on Study Island, and this is the one I want you to take for number patterns. So we're going to click on that. And I'll work some of these through with you. Okay, so what we're going to do is look at this. The above chart shows the number of line segments needed to draw a number of squares. How many line segments do you need to draw 7 squares? Okay, so what they've done is they've put the same information that we saw in the number line, they've just added it in a chart, but here are your numbers, okay? So our sequence is 8, 12, 16, 20, and then they want to number 7. So here's a blank for 6, here's a blank for 7. Okay, so this would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and this is the one we want. That's going to be our answer right there. Okay, so we have to figure out what number we are counting by, how many are in between. So we're going to circle the first two numbers, which are 8 and 12. We are going to subtract. 12 goes on top. I subtract 8. 2 minus 8, can't do it, so you have to borrow from the 1, it becomes a 0. Add it to the 2, it becomes a 12. So now 12 take away 8 is 4. Okay, so right here I'm adding 4. And then to check that, oops, I took all my numbers away. Okay, so this is plus 4. So now the next two numbers are 12 and 16. So what I'm going to do, same thing, just to check my math, I'm going to do 16 minus 12. Okay, so now let's subtract again. 6 minus 2 is 4. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So we are adding 4 every time. So number 6, if I were to add on to this chart, the number 6, what is 20 plus 4? 20, oh my goodness, 20 plus 4. 0 plus 4 is 4. 2 plus nothing is 2, so that is 24 for number 6. But remember I told you that we wanted number 7. So we need to find out what is 24 plus 4 more. Oh wait, that looks like a Y, but it's a 4. Okay, 24 plus 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. 2 plus nothing is 2. So if this were to keep going, my answer for 7 squares would be 28 line segments. And you can see that that is choice B on this one. Okay. Oops. Done. There we go. Awesome. Okay, next one. Let me see if I can scoot this over a little bit. I can't. I can zoom out though. Here we go. Okay, Rowan gets $33 for doing chores every week. Rowan buys healthy snacks at school every day. He also buys 1 basketball trading card every day after school. He also buys 1 basketball trading card every day after school. The chart below shows how much money Rowan has left at the beginning of every day. So let's just look at our chart and see what it's telling us. So it gives days of the week, and then it gives the money he has left. And you can see that on Monday he started out with $33, and it just keeps getting less and less and less. So he's spending money. How much money does Rowan have left to spend on Saturday? So you'll see that the Saturday has a blank. So the number that we're looking for is less than 13. And now we have to figure out how much less than 13. So what we're going to do is go to our first 2 numbers, and if you told me that I need to subtract, you are correct. So we're going to take 33. Oh my goodness. Let's try that again. Okay, we're going to subtract these 2 numbers, and then we're going to put 33 on top because it's the biggest. Take away 28. Okay. All right, so now we subtract. 3 minus 8, you cannot do that. So you have to borrow from the 3. It becomes a 2. Add it to the 3. It becomes a 13. And 13 minus 8 is 5. And then 2 minus 2 is 0. So there's $5. He spent $5 between Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so now we're going to just check our work, and we're going to circle the next 2 numbers, 28 and 23. I'm going to put 28 on top because it's the biggest number. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then 23 on the bottom. Wow. Let me change colors to black. Okay, so that's supposed to be a 3. Okay. So then we take 8 minus 3, which is 5. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So it looks like every day he is spending $5. So he spent $5 here, he's going to spend $5 there, he's going to spend $5 there, and he's going to spend $5 there. So to figure out how much money he has left on Saturday, we are going to take 13 minus $5. Okay, 3 minus 5, you cannot do that, so you have to borrow from the 1. It becomes a 0. Add it to the 3. it becomes a 13. Okay, let's change my thing is really messing up. Okay, this is 13. 13. Okay, 13 minus 5 is 8. So Rowan would have $8 left on Saturday. And we'll submit. Great job. Okay, so let's go to the next question. What is the rule for this sequence? So we're just figuring out if it's 6 more, 7 less, 6 less, or 5 more. This is so easy. We're going to do the same exact thing. And we are going to circle the first two numbers. And we are going to subtract. I'm putting 50 on top because it's the biggest. I'm going to take away 44. Why is this not working? That's a 4. Okay, 50 minus 44. So 0 minus 4, you cannot do that. So we're going to borrow from the 5. It becomes a 4. That's a 4. Add it to the 0, it becomes a 10. Okay, now we can subtract. 10 minus 4 is 6, and 4 minus 4 is 0. So it's going to be 6 more or 6 less. So we know it's not 7. We're going to mark that one out. We know it's not 5. So 6 more or 6 less. Let's look. Do the numbers get bigger or smaller from 50? So 50, 44, 38, 32, 26, they're getting smaller. So it's 6 less than the previous number. So we're going to choose answer C. Very good. Okay. Same thing, this is our number sequence, and we have a missing number here. Marilise runs a race with her friends every week. The chart below shows how long it has taken her to run the race each week. If this pattern continues, how long will it take Marilise to run the race on week 5? Okay, so here's our pattern. We go from 37 to 33 to 29 to 25. And then we have to find what's missing. So what do we do first? If you said subtract, you are correct. So let me change my color again. Let's do red this time. Okay, so my first two numbers, 37 and 33, I'm going to subtract those. And I'm going to take 37, oh my goodness, that's supposed to be a 7, minus 33. Hard to write with. Okay, 7 minus 3 is 4, and 3 minus 3 is 0. So we know we're subtracting 4 every time. So let's go to 25. Okay, that's a 5. There we go. And I'm going to subtract 4 more from that because the numbers are getting smaller. 5 minus 4 is 1. 2 minus 0 is 2. So 21 is going to go here. It would take only 21 seconds on week 5. And that would be choice B. Good job. Okay, what is the missing number in this sequence? All right, so what we're going to do, same thing we've always done, is circle our first two numbers and we're going to subtract them. So we're going to take 20 because it's bigger than 14. So it goes on top. 20 minus 14. That's a 4. Okay. 0 minus 4, you cannot do that, so you have to borrow from the 2. It becomes a 1. Add it to the 0, it becomes a 10. Come on. Oh, that's supposed to be a 10. Okay, 10 minus 4 is 6. So, because this is getting larger every time, it starts at 14 and then goes to 20, then 26, then 32. They are adding 6 every time. So to get this blank spot, we have to take 32 okay, so let's change it to black. This is supposed to be a 2. And we're going to add, my goodness, add 6. Add 6. Okay. All right, so 2 plus 6 is 8. And 3 plus 0 is still 3. So our answer is going to be 38. 38 is going to fit right there in that blank. So I'm going to pick C, 38. Okay, good job. Okay, number 6. Okay, the same thing, and we're missing a number in our sequence. This one's easy because I noticed that we're counting by 5s. 10, 15, 20, 25 blank, 35. So there are a couple ways to do a problem like this. The first way that I notice is there's a pattern that goes 0, 5, 0, 5, 0, 5. So we know that the answer is going to end in 0 just because of that pattern. Okay, one more time. This number ends in 0. This one ends in a 5. 0, 5, 0, 5. If I look over here at my answers, there's only one that ends in 0. So that one was really easy. But let's make sure it makes sense. So when we're counting by 5s, we would say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There it is. Okay, next question. What is the missing number in this sequence? Again, it's the same thing that we've been doing. So our first part is to subtract. And we are going to just subtract the first two numbers. So I'm going to take 24. Oh my goodness. Let's make this a 2. Come on. Oh. Start over. 24. That's a 4. Minus 20. Okay. 4 minus 0 is 4. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So they are adding 4 every time. So 20 plus 4 is 24. 24 plus 4 is 28. 28 plus 4 is 32. We have to figure out what is 32 plus 4. So I'm going to scoot over here on my paper. Oh, that's supposed to be a 32. This is not working. 32. Do it slowly. Try again. 30. It does not like making 2s or 4s. That's a 2. Okay, we're going to call that a 2. 32 plus 4 is what? Okay, so 2 plus 4 is 6. 3 plus 0 is 3. So 32 plus 4 would be 36. 36 would fit in that blank. So I am going to choose 36. Excellent. Okay, next one. Okay, so what is the missing number? Here it is. This one's going down. Okay, so it's getting less and less, but we still subtract. Okay, so we are going to look at our first two numbers here, 49 and 41. So we're going to take 40, come on, that's a 4, 49, try again, 9, there we go, 49 minus 41. Okay. And then 9 minus 1 is 8. And 4 minus 4 is 0. So it is subtracting 8 every single time. So 49 minus 8 is 41. 41 minus 8 is 33. 33 minus 8 is 25. So we have to find out 25 minus 8. So I'm going to clear this. And I'm going to start over. 25 minus 8. Maybe if I go a little slower. Okay. 25 minus 8. 5 minus 8, you cannot do that, so you have to borrow from the 2. It becomes a 1. Add it to the 5, it becomes a 15. Not 11. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to make that look like a 5. Okay, 15 minus 8 is 7. And 1 minus nothing is 1. So the answer that would go here is 17. Submit. Good job. Next question. Number 9, Walker loves to read. He wants to read more books every school year than the year before. The chart below shows how many books Walker has to read by the end of each grade level to meet his goal. So they're trying to figure out how many books he should read in 4th grade. Okay, so our number pattern is 4, 7, 10, blank, 16, 19. Okay, so we do this just like any of the other ones. We will subtract first two numbers, so 7, that's a 7, minus 4, (7 minus 4 is 3). Okay, So Walker is reading 3 books extra per year. Okay, so 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. We have to figure out 10 plus 3. Okay, so 10 plus that's a plus 3 okay, 0 plus 3 is 3 and 1 plus 0 is 1. So he has to read 13 books in 4th grade to continue the pattern. Okay, so I'm going to choose 13. Submit. Good job. Next question. And we have one missing number here. 45, 41, 37, 33, blank, 25. So we are going to subtract here. So we're going to take 45 where's my 4? That's a 4. 45 minus 41 okay, good. Okay, 5 minus 1 is 4. And 4 minus 4 is 0. So on this one, it is subtracting 4 every time. So 45 minus 4 is 41. 41 minus 4 is 37. 37 minus 4 is 33. So we need to figure out 33 minus 4. Let's erase and start over. 33 minus 4. Okay. 3 minus 4, cannot do that. So we have to borrow from the 3. It becomes a 2. Add it to the 3. It becomes a 13. That's a 3. 13 minus 4 is 9. And then 2 minus nothing is 2. So our answer that would fit right here is 29. And submit. Okay, so we're going to end our session there. Get your score. Okay, we should have made 100. Good job, guys, and catch me on the next lesson.